is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I am Mr. Cincinnati, and conspicuous by his absence is the podcast dad. I tell you guys all the time, it is not a gimmick. Chris is taking the night off and spending some time with the little ones, but nevertheless, I wanted to come on and talk a little bit of wrestling because, quite frankly, it is the favorite part of my day. So, thank you to everybody joining me tonight. As always, we greatly appreciate your support. You can find us on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod, but most importantly, do us a huge favor and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, and we need your help. Oh, I've been saying that so damn long. We have hit 500 subscribers. I apologize. Our new number is 505, but we want you to spread the word of the Wrestling Junkies podcast. So tell your friends, tell your mom, sneaky links, situationships, bartenders, therapists, dispensary persons, whoever within the sound of your voices. But spread some love with the Wrestling Junkies podcast. And also make sure you're following our friends at the Main Event Wrestling Network at mainevent_net on all social media platforms. If you like great podcasts, there's a brand new episode of the On the Mark podcast coming up tonight at 8/7 Central. And not to mention, we've got a couple of main event mixers planned for next weekend because it is SummerSlam, and what better way to celebrate the biggest party of the summer, now going 2 nights, by joining the Main Event Network for a little bit of a weekend mixer action. Also, shout out to our friends at Gorilla Press Apparel, gorillapressapparel.bigcartel.com. Now, if you've not heard the news already, Gorilla Press is going to be shutting down the online store come August 3rd. So there is a very limited time to use our promo code WJP2024 to get yourself 25% off site-wide. However, they are not going away entirely. So if you are a referee, wrestler, manager, promoter, somebody that needs some merch for those tables on the weekends, DM Will at Gorilla Press APP. It is truly a labor of love, and he is just modifying the business model for the foreseeable future. So again, gorillapressapparel.bigcartel.com. Use our promo code until August 3rd. Let's go to the chats here really quickly. Mr. OTM is in the house. Again, the host of the On the Mark podcast. You can catch him tonight, 8/7 Central, breaking down all of the action this week. And it has been a very, very busy week in wrestling, to say the least. But it is time to introduce my guest this evening. This is somebody that I'm so happy to welcome back. He's a friend of the show and somebody who continues to break barriers and build bridges through the art of professional wrestling, Marco Moyer. He's not only a fierce presence in the ring, but he is also one of the creative forces behind Full Queer, an inclusive wrestling promotion spotlighting the incredible talents of the LGBTQIA plus wrestlers on the West Coast. They have a couple of one-of-a-kind shows coming up, Wrestling at the Library. Yes, you heard it right. Wrestling at a Library, and a massive tag team tournament on the horizon. So we are going to dive into all of that. But without further ado, please welcome Marco Moyer to the stage. Marco, how are you, my friend? It's been a while.
Oh, wow, what a fabulous introduction. I'm gonna message you next time that a ring announcer's like, "How do you want me to announce you to the ring tonight?" It's usually I'm like, "I don't know, just say whatever." That was great. Thank you. Thanks for
Of
having me
course, of
on.
course.
It's been a hot minute since I've been on the pod, and congratulations on your subscriber number too on YouTube. That's fantastic. Everybody follow them. Follow them on YouTube. Follow them on Twitter.
Thank you. Thank you. You are far, far too kind. Let's get right on into it. I mean, again, it's been a while since we've had you
Yes.
on, but really, we got to start here. Wrestling at the Library, probably one of the most unique wrestling venues I can think of. And I
Yes.
mean, we've interviewed
Yes.
people that have wrestled in a frat house, but a library is very different. So
A frat
give me the
house.
tea
There's
here.
been a wrestling show at a frat house. I think
There
that's
has
like
been.
the next goal for us then will be either a frat house or a sorority, I think.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, check
Yeah.
out Right on Row. We did a watch long of it a couple of years ago that should still be on our channel. I'll send you a link.
I love it. I think that uh when you create art, you can create art anywhere where your art is accepted. And I um I don't know if it's maybe like the Bay Area or not, but there's kind of been like a trend of doing wrestling shows at libraries, and I've been. This is a really special one. The library show at El Cerrito on August 9th is like another feather in our cap. We have um, just really been working on reaching new fans and taking care of our fans that we do have with Full Queer. And I don't want to say all the matches that we have going on, but I know that me and my friend Andrew Cass are going to be wrestling an up and coming tag team that has really been getting a lot of victories recently. Their tag name is the Gator Boys. We're
Okay.
gonna have a battle royal. I know Rosie Fingers. I don't know if this match is announced yet or not, but Rosie Fingers will be wrestling the Finch, who they have
Love it.
totally had an attitude change as of late, and I'm not really feeling them. Laura Frazier will be wrestling Richie Coy for the Princess of
Hmm.
Pride Championship, so that's definitely a match that I'm very excited for, and I'm just really looking forward to working a show at the Cerrito Library. I think that's fantastic. Um,
So take me a little bit through the setup here. So I would imagine it's not happening inside the building here. I'm
this is
assuming a
actually right
parking lot.
outside the building. This is
Okay.
gonna be
Okay.
yes, yes. They reached out to us. They have a really great LGBTQ plus book selection at their library, and um, it's very flattering when we have organizations like this reach out to us and want to partner up and curate something really unique and really special. And that's not something that we take lightly. So um, I think that this is going to be one of our better shows that we've had this year. Um, and again, being able to partner up and create the art that we're going to with the El Cerrito Library is it's a really special feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine so, and I love the forbidden knowledge theme. I think, especially kind of in this day and age, that is such a fun concept to use for a theme. But I
Yeah,
mean, the card looks incredible here.
yeah.
I'm hoping that Brian Baum gets added sooner or later. I've always been a fan of his
So
work,
Brian Baum
so
is
it'd
not
be nice.
allowed on our shows at this point. And I
Oh,
thought that before we even started this interview, I said no mention of Brian Baum. I said no mention. So Brian Baum will not be at the show, and he's actually not allowed on any full queer shows. So that's off top. Okay, we talked about Brian Baum. This guy has ruined my life this year. Okay, I know everybody felt sorry for him that he had his neck surgery and it sucked, and he got through it, but um, what he has put me through since he's been back, and we're supposed to be friends. It's like with friends like that, who needs enemies? I'm so sick of this guy trying to embarrass me, and that's why I beat his ass the last time he was in San Francisco. And if he shows up anywhere, anywhere at a full queer show, he already knows it's on site with me. It's on site, and that's just with me. And what he did to Andrew Cass in Brooklyn, he has more enemies than he thinks he does. So if he's smart, which he's really not, then he will stay out of California. He will at least stay out of the Bay Area where he's not welcome.
asked and answered. Yeah.
So is Brian Baum
Okay.
going to be added to the show over my dead body? That's the answer.
Say less. Say less. I apologize. But moving on, Lyon-Martin Cup is also coming up August 30th. This is the second annual.
Yes,
Tell us a little
yes.
bit about what inspired this tournament. What makes it so special?
Anytime that we can kind of teach through pro wrestling, a lot of people are not familiar with with the names. So that's why a show like this, it's teaching without beating someone over the head. And you know, last year I know that um, Creeps won, and
Love them.
I was partnered with someone that I thought we were going to win and be successful, and I'm glad that I'm not teaming with he who shall not be named, and I'm actually teaming with someone that I can trust and depend on. And I am expecting that Andrew and I will be a lot more successful than I was with the BBL bitch that I teamed with last year. If you want, I could kind of go through and kind of spill a little tea on some of the teams we have planned.
Please, yeah, my cup's empty.
So Drama Llama will be there. We have the Wonder Cats, Brittany Wonder and Joey Smokes. We have Dos Capablancas, JT Thorne and Jess Reina Capablanca. We have Forbidden Knowledge. They are the tag team champions. So I think that they're going to just be overlooking and watching. We have Beatrice Domino and Rosie Fingers, Bay Bridge Connection. And we have Better Halves. I love the name for Anton Voorhees and Ashton Starr.
That is a very, very stacked field that you have here. Tell
Yes.
me a little bit about the thought process into going to in selecting these teams and balancing not only storytelling but the overall goal of representation in folklore.
Well, I think with Full Queer, we we book who we find um we book, talented artists who we would like to see the work, the art that they create. Um, and it's always fun just to kind of book these tag teams and see who's going to outlast everyone else. And
Yeah,
I know myself and Rosie, we have never booked a show where it was box checking. I know you hear stories of these promoters where they go, "We need one gay on the show. Let's book the token gay from this city." So it just feels good just to know that like we have a lot of friends that are super talented and that are always down to participate in the storytelling that we want to share, and um, just the fun that it is when you combine different artists and um, see what kind of fun that they create, what stories they are able to tell in the ring. Because being a professional
yeah,
wrestler, it's like part stunt person, part short story writer, part um, like choreographer, and part storyteller. So it's
yeah.
always, especially with tag team wrestling, it's always fun to you get the four people together and figure out what's the fun story we can share with the audience and the people watching.
Makes complete sense. It really does. You guys are approaching 3 years of full queer. What would you say have been some of the proudest
No,
moments along the way?
see, we started in 2021, so we
4 years.
actually 4 years, yes, 4 years and counting. Yeah, 4 years and counting. Our first show was on Father's Day 2021, and a lot of
Okay.
us were like, "We don't Father's Day. That's like not something we usually celebrate." It was just funny that day,
Yeah,
without anyone knowing that we booked the first full queer on Father's Day.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
What would you say have been some of your proudest moments over the last 4 years?
Ooh, gosh, where to start? I think proudest
Yeah,
moments.
tons of time.
Every year we get to run at the Folsom Street Fair. Every year that we've gotten to run at the Barriston Street Fair, creating the audience that we have in Richmond, California, being as flexible as we have, and really, I think the one of the proudest things for me is just creating the chosen family that we have with Full Queer, because a lot of times. Marginalized people, queers, they don't always get along with their blood family, and we have to create our own support system. And in a lot of ways, Full Queer has done that for a lot of us. I know that um, Rosie is just one of my dearest friends. I could always depend on her if I'm going through something personal to share with her, and
Mhm.
she gives me just really honest feedback that you would want a friend to give you. And
Yeah.
um, I think really the proudest thing. I mean, we could talk matches. There's been so many great matches. There's been matches where I thought it should have won Match of the Year for the QWI awards, like last year when we had Rosie versus Manders. That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
matches Richie has had this year, against Brittany Wonder, against Alex Ace, against Finch, last year at Folsom against Brooke Havoc wrestling Giselle Shaw. Um, there's been just so, we're talking matches. There's been tons of them. I mean, I almost got murdered last year at Folsom by AJ
Oh no.
Gray. Even though I hate him, Brian Baum's match last year against um, Jack Cartwheel was phenomenal. But then also the year before that, seeing him get stomped out by Mike Pero was incredible. I loved that. I wish all of his matches were like that. But I would really say
I'm
the
sensing a
proudest thing
pattern
for,
here. Yeah.
yes, yes, for me would be um, just the family that we have cultivated, and really the love that we have for each other,
Yeah.
because you don't always get that in pro wrestling. So that's something that I really take pride in, and it's a special thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's safe to say that you guys have created such a space for queer performers not only to feel safe but to be seen and to shine and thrive, which
Absolutely.
I just find very exciting.
Yeah.
How do you hope the full queer evolves beyond 2025?
I really just hope that we keep um, finding more and more fans, more and more people that don't feel seen and feel like their stories have not been told, and can see themselves when they come to our shows or when they come to an event that we're hosting. I would really like to just keep growing with our performers and our audience, and especially now with the current administration, it seems really heavy and really dire. But I um I always just remind myself that, as bleak as it seems, I mean, we lost an entire generation of queer people in the 80s and the 90s with the AIDS epidemic, and our government was not very helpful for the longest time. And we made it through on the other side. So for me, I know this is so long-winded. I
No, it's
just
okay.
want to keep growing, and keep building this community where we can find reassurance and affirmation in each other.
Yeah, yeah, no. Um, as a promoter, what would you say the biggest challenge there is running a wrestling promotion that also centers around social justice and community engagement,
What's the biggest problem
or the
or
biggest challenge you
challenge?
found? Yeah.
Biggest challenge? Uh, I don't. This is probably more of a rosy question.
Okay.
I would say right now it just seems a little challenging. With the laws that are passing and how emboldened people are right now with their racism and transphobia and homophobia. And I'm sure there are talent that maybe are a little worried, but
Sure.
I just, maybe it's just me being optimistic. But and we do live in a little bit of a progressive bubble, although it does seem a little scary here in California. I would just say for me, the biggest challenge right now is just remaining optimistic, because it seems for a lot of us just really
Yeah.
heavy. But I just find the reassurance in putting on shows that we do and being as visible as we are, because I definitely think that for queer people, for people of color, for anyone who has not felt seen. When you get to perform, it is a form of activism. And, one of my
Yeah.
favorite local drag queens, Grace Towers, at her shows, she would always say, existence is resistance. So it's like, now's not the time for us to hide. Now is the time for us to keep going and to show, like, we're not scared of you. We're not going to stop. We are going to um, keep performing. And if anything, we're going to be more queer and more gay and, trans as fuck. And, if you don't like it, go fuck yourself.
Well said. Well said. Um, what would you say you've learned about yourself as a leader and as a storyteller over the last 4 years in full queer?
It's always crazy when people say that, like, referring to me as a leader. One of the things that I have learned about myself is I am willing to sacrifice a lot for what we are doing in professional wrestling. I have sacrificed, not that this is a flex, I'm not flexing. I'm just telling you,
Okay.
like, as a promoter, as somebody who's running an organization like Full Queer, I have missed family gatherings, birthday parties. I have uh, I was recently broken up with because one of the things were that I didn't have a lot of time between working in pro wrestling, and sometimes it's hard. Sometimes people don't understand the vision and what we are trying to do and what we are trying to accomplish, and that's okay. I know what we're trying to do. Rosie knows what we are trying to do, and sometimes you have to make really tough sacrifices. um, but I'm not doing it for me. I really want to do it because I believe in what we are doing and the safe space that we are creating for a lot of people.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Um, so as we kind of wind things down here, let's get back to the in-ring action here. Can you
Yes,
tease any
yes.
debuts or surprises coming up? Maybe something we won't see on the flyer?
Oh gosh, I know that we have started to put together a Folsom Street Fair, and I think that is going to be like our live stream event of the year. And
Okay.
I think this year for Folsom, it's going to be a show that we are very intentional with. I will say that, like, it's going to be something that we have a lot of thought and intention, more so than in previous years. And I think some of the matches that we have planned are definitely going to be a pleasant surprise for a lot of people. And Okay, so that's Folsom is in September, and I'm actually really excited about our show that we're having during the Barrison Street Fair. The show name for our October show, October 18th, is going to be called Crashing Out.
I
And
like it.
one of the main events, we are going to have a bear versus a bear at the Barrison Street Fair.
All right. Okay. You heard it here
So
first. You heard it here first.
I don't know if
Yeah, can't wait
if
to see it.
anyone has ever seen a bear wrestle a bear, but it's going to happen October 18th.
I like it. I like it.
And the flyer
Uh,
range for October 18th. I'm very happy about. This is like my nerdy pop moment. It was inspired by the artwork and promoing Charlie XCX did for her album Crash.
oh, okay. All right. I like
Yes,
it. I like it.
yes.
That's I can't wait
So
to
when
check
you
that
see
out.
Richie
That's
Coy
a
on
good
top of
concept.
a car, it was inspired by the album cover for Crash.
Very nice. Very nice. Awesome. Well, Marco, it's so good to catch up with you. Thank you so
Yes,
much
thank
for taking
you.
some time to join me tonight. Before we let you go, where can everybody find you on social media? Where can everybody keep up with full queer?
It's at Full Queer on Blue Sky, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. And you can follow me at Marco Mayor, MarcoMayur 51 on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, because I said I would like Glenn Jacobs on fire because he's homophobic and transphobic. They've
Oh, yeah, I forgot
canceled
about
that. They trashed that account. So on Twitter, I'm at Marco Mayor 15. So follow me on Twitter, please, because I lost all of my followers. But I would do it all over again because it's fuck Glenn Jacobs and fuck Kane. I don't see. I'm getting in a rant and I'm almost getting as hot as I am talking about you know who. But in pro wrestling, I am not
Yeah,
someone who is able to separate the art from the artist
sure.
or the artist from the art. Like, if you're a shit person, I don't care about you. I don't care about your wrestling matches. If you go on an interview and you're wearing a Blue Lives Matter shirt, and then you're talking about you support MAGA, like, fuck you. You don't exist to me, Undertaker. Um, and yeah, anyone else who is a piece of crap, like, I don't care about you, and I'll talk shit about you on Twitter and get my accounts blocked. But anyways, yeah, follow me on Twitter at Marco Mayor 15. We're
All
we're
right.
lit. We're live today. We're lit. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
all good.
do
I'm
you?
just in that mood with everything going on. It's like,
Sure.
let's just, yeah.
I get it. I get it. Well, it's always great to see you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And hopefully it will not be another year that passes before we have you back on the show. So
Absolutely.
best of luck
Absolutely.
this weekend and give them hell.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. Thank you again to Marco Mayor for joining me, and thank you to everybody watching tonight. As we wrap up here again, Podcast Dad is off tonight, spending some time with the family. But as we wrap up this week, I just want to say thank you to everybody that has joined us this week. We had Matt Griffin, we had Tommy Davis, we had Jameson Shook, we had Dominic Stuckey, Marco Mayor. Greatly appreciative of everybody that has joined us. Hollywood Hunter James, Coastline Empire Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. We will be back next week. We're going to start our SummerSlam coverage. So again, thank you so much for joining us. This has been the Wrestling Junkies podcast for the week. Until next week, enjoy the grabs.